A call was placed to authorities around 6 p.m. of armed men aboard a truck in Playas de Rosarito, Tijuana, BC. Municipal police officers arrested 10 men, seized multiple weapons, and marijuana. But the most intriguing part of this bust was that police captured two high-level members of the California-based prison gang, the Mexican Mafia. Other men have been labeled as surios, part of gangs based in Southern California that operate under the Mexican Mafia. Among those arrested were laeme members known as El Evil and El Bullet, the leaders of the local cell in Mexico. El Evil has been wanted in the U.S. by federal authorities for over 10 years. The detainees, Jose Fernando, also known as El Bullet, 41 years old, Gerardo, 46, Henry, 33, Eric, 45, Randy, 34, Fernando, 34, Luis Alfredo, 29, Alberto, Luis Julio, and Armando, all three 51 years old. The men had in their possession 7 pistols, including an FN 5.7mm police killer pistol and 2 rifles, a short AR-15 variant in .223 caliber and a 7.62mm AK-47 type Draco rifle, as well as ammunition. Also in the truck were 3 large packages of marijuana. El Evil controlled Ventura County for the Mexican Mafia. In 2012, from a prison cell outside of the country, Martin Madrigal Cazares, known as Evil, was making himself known on Ventura County's streets. Officials declined to disclose where or why Madrigal is serving time. It came out the following year that he was serving a life sentence in a Mexican prison, and his defense attorney argued that extraditing him to the U.S. didn't make sense due to this fact. The Mexican Mafia member set up a ruling body, or mesa, for the county to control the gangs and drug trafficking taxes in the area. El Evil was extorting drug profits from street gangs for the prison-based Mexican Mafia, according to a grand jury indictment. He was so feared that rival gangs cooperated on extortion schemes, drug deals, and violent crimes, according to law enforcement officials. Madrigal, who also goes by Alberto, controlled the Ventura County area, with a gang member named Edwin Sporty Mora enforcing his orders on the street level. This was the first time we have seen a central shot caller call around to different gangs in the county, and he brought them together. It's really unusual for us to see gangs normally opposing each other were going together, because the shot caller was at such a high level, and the Mexican Mafia, they knew they had to comply. The Ventura County operation, dubbed Operation Wicked Hand, started with 2 shootings in Moorpark and a heroin bust at about the same time. It resulted in the seizure of 32 firearms, including 12 handguns, 12 rifles, 6 shotguns, 3 assault rifles, and a Mac-10 with a silencer. Also seized was $36,000 and a quarter-pound of heroin. According to court documents, Mora is said to have indicated that a gang member named Little Rudy was going to kick in money by Wednesday, and if he can't make that happen, Mora wanted the fool in the dirt. The indictment makes it clear authorities had access to text messages and phone calls that gang members made among themselves. Sheriff's officials said investigators thwarted several crimes, including 2 planned killings and a drugstore robbery. The 35-count indictment portrayed Madrigal as a powerful leader within the Mexican Mafia. He was one of 27 people named in the indictment, 24 of whom had been arrested at the time. It is the largest indictment in Ventura County history. Charges included conspiring to commit felony assaults, extortion, home invasion robberies, narcotics trafficking, and other organized criminal activity, all for the benefit of the Mexican Mafia. Following this large bust, Juan Rosas, another gang member of the El Rio gang, stepped up into Mora's role to collect taxes before being arrested himself. But Madrigal at the time was in a Mexican prison. He was accepted to be extradited to face felony charges in the U.S. His defense attorney at the time, Jay Leiterman, said Madrigal is serving a life sentence in Mexico. Extraditing him wouldn't make sense when he would serve up to 20 years in the United States if convicted, Leiterman said. Prosecutor Joanne Roth said she didn't know the details of Madrigal's incarceration in Mexico, but that documents have been filed to extradite him. But all of this occurred 10 years ago. At the time, El Evil was said to be in the Chefereso No. 14 in Gomez Palacio in Durango, Mexico. He was supposedly serving a life sentence there. It is not known when he was released and why. It is likely his deportation or extradition to California could take place. Rosarito officer Roberto Drew Cortez was attacked and killed this week. Cortez, a police officer for the last 6 years, was head of the tourist section. He was off duty but not on suspension as initially reported by some. He was accompanied by his son when he was shot and killed while driving on Popocatépetl Street in the La Sierra neighborhood. His son was injured but remained in the vehicle and lived. It is possible that his death is related to the capture of the 10 men tied to the Mexican Mafia gang, and the weapons seized are currently undergoing ballistic tests to determine this fact, explained Ricardo IV Carpio, state attorney. We could not say yes, but of course, it is an important route to be able to confirm it. This could be through the result of the ballistics treatment from the forensic laboratory, said the official.